And for the final round of selection, did the 3 universities you chose interview as well?
No, they didn't do an interview for the students from embassy track, but that's applicable only to my universities because I'm aware that others could hold an interview.
Okay. And what are some tips to ace an interview?
As for tips, first of all, don't be nervous to the extent when you can barely say a word. Then you should be self-confident and show during the interview that you know a lot about your major and country where you are gonna living.
Okay, and let's talk about the entry to South Korea and self-quarantine.
Okay.
How long did it take to receive a visa?
For me, it took about a week because it was special procedures for GKS students who were eligible to apply for a visa through Korean embassy in Moscow. So they helped us and it was quite fast for us.
Mm-hmm. And what are must-bring items to Korea?
I would say medicine and pills, especially when the person is on a different kind of therapy, like hormones or other stuff. Of course, one should bring their belongings as well. But in fact, apart from medicine, everything could be easily found and bought in Korea.
And where did you self-quarantine for 14 days?
I did the self-quarantine in one room, not far from Daegu University in Gyeongsang, which was run by the university.
And how was the quarantine?
First of all, it was boring because back to then we had to stay inside for 13 days. Also, on the third day, my Wi-Fi broke.
Oh no.
And they couldn't repair it. Yes, it was really boring because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't call my parents. I couldn't watch some movies or series and books to study my Korean, right? Yeah, so it was
It must have been really frustrating.
it was so of course yeah. With myself, but I didn't really like it. Yes, also I wouldn't say that I love food back to then because especially for foreigners who just, and also we didn't have breakfast.
Oh, no breakfast.
Yes. We had some cornflakes with meal during the day, and we didn't have it. But in fact, okay, there was cornflakes with milk, but I'm a person who can't drink milk. Yes, but hopefully it was only for 13 days and it was fully free for us.
Well, thank goodness your your quarantine is over.
You're right.
And is your monthly allowance enough to live in Korea?
Interesting and difficult question. I wouldn't say so. If one wants to spend money on social life, purchases like clothes or other technical appliances, then of course it's not enough. But at least this million Korean wons is enough to survive here in Korea. Yeah, it's better than nothing at least.
Yeah, totally depends on your spending habit.
Yeah, of course. Definitely.
And how far is Daegu University from Seoul?
I even checked the distance. It's about 250 kilometers. When I went to Seoul, it took me about 3 hours by buses and KTX to get to Seoul. I mean, I needed to get to Daegu Station, which is in Daegu.
Mhm.
Uh, and from campus, it takes about 40 minutes. And then I can take KTX to get to Seoul, which is about 3 hours.
Okay. And how is the language program and how are the Korean teachers at Daegu University?
I really like the program and I like our teachers. But I should mention the fact that we can take 4 semesters per year only. I mean, for semesters, all levels. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, for instance, I started learning Korean from the second level. I can make it till the fifth one. Also, we are using Seoul National University books of the Korean. We practice speaking a lot. We work in pairs with our classmates to discuss all the grammar, all the new words that we know. And afterwards, it's quite useful, but I wouldn't say that our classes are enough for topic. So for topic, I prepared on my own.
Mhm. And does Daegu University offer a chance to communicate with Koreans?
Due to Corona, it's a bit difficult, but still there are some chances. For instance, I participated in body program in October to practice my Korean with Korean students.
Mm.
And also in February, there was an English body program to help Koreans with their English.
Mhm.
But the person who I had to communicate with in English couldn't speak English at all. So we communicated in Korean, in Korean. Yeah, so it was a bit useful for me, but I'm not sure that it was useful for him.
Well, go for you anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And how is it studying Korean? And what are some tips to improve Korean?
Um, I like studying Korean. I have a vast experience of learning different languages, foreign languages, but Korean has logic, and I really appreciate it about Korean. It's interesting, it's not trivial, but it's very hard, especially for people who grew up with the European state of mind, with European languages. Because Korean has the completely different structure comparing with the European languages. So it's important to get used to thinking in reverse when you construct the sentence. As for some tips, I would say that for coming to Korea, it will be really helpful for people who wants to live in Korea because if the person lives not in Seoul. Um, Korean can be a problem because a lot of a lot of people here can't speak English at all. Moreover, as you're a foreigner, people really appreciate when you can speak Korean. And honestly speaking, I started understanding what was going on around me only by December. So please don't waste your time and study every single day, especially if you come to Korea without topic like I did.
Okay. Thanks for the tip. And what are your plans after finishing your master's program?
It's difficult to say, honestly speaking, because the world is changing currently. But I would like to work for some time in a construction company here in Korea. And then I would like to go to the other country to broaden up my horizons. But I can't tell you for sure because I really don't know.
Well, in that case, you should just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And would you please say a few encouraging words to our GKS dreamers?
Please start doing. Don't live in a dream. Set a goal and achieve it. Then don't be afraid of anything. Remember about your values. Keep them up. Don't try to be a good boy or a good girl for your surroundings. Just pursue your goal. Remember that everything is possible if you keep working, so do it. And of course, study Korean because it will help you here a lot.
Okay, thanks for your time, Merit.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Although we had some hard time communicating on the internet, but I'm
Yeah,
sure,
right.
our
But
studying
we
Korea,
overwhelmed it.
our studying Korea dreamers must be really happy to see you sharing all the experiences and tips. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Now, enjoy your stay.